Welcome to Level 1 Archery Coaches Workshop, training, examination and certification organized by the Archery Association of India, AAI Coaches Committee and supported by OGQ, Olympic Gold Quest. The most exclusive, expansive, detailed, hands-on training assessment and certification program in India. In this final section of Recurve Archery, the final section you will learn about fine-tuning the brace height, how to fine-tune the brace height. And then about crooked knocks, Nock Indexing, loose or damaged fletching, loose points, inserts, and then arrow weight. Identifying specific arrow problems. Finding the correct brace height for your bow can in many cases greatly improve consistency and grouping and should be considered as a fine-tuning adjustment. I will let you know about a chart below which shows the maximum range of brace height for most modern recurve bows. However, these are extreme at the high and low end of the range, and somewhere in between is the most likely where your final brace height will end up. Changes within the brace height range as shown can affect arrow spine as much as changing the arrow point and or insert weight, approximately 20 grains. Remember, it is best to shoot your bow at its smoothest and quietest setting. The chart I'm going to talk about shows a range wide enough to create a between size arrow spine. Maximum recommended brace height range for most competition recurve bows are bow length. Well, let's check it out. For a 64 height, bow, it's the minimum bracing height will be 19.7 centimeters. Write it down, 19.7 centimeters, and the maximum is about 22.9 centimeters. Now for a 66 height bow, the minimum is 20.3 centimeters and the maximum bracing height will be 23.5 centimeters. For a bow which is of 68 inches, well, the minimum bracing height will be 21.0 centimeters and the maximum will be 24.1 centimeters. For a 70-inch bow, the minimum will be 21.6 centimeters and the maximum will be 24.8 centimeters. Well, future coaches, brace height is a fine-tuning adjustment and should be done in small increments. When working through the fine-tuning process, try making a small brace height adjustment to see how it affects grouping. If the string has very few twists, it will take more turns to achieve a specific change than if the string has numerous twists. Make adjustments in very small increments of 1/16 inches at a time and see how the groups are affected, and note any changes in the sound and feel of the bow when you shoot it. If the string has many twists, it will take on only 1 or 2 turns to achieve the 1/16 brace height change. The string has very few twists, it may take 3 or more twists to achieve the same result. Next is identifying specific arrow problems. You may find an arrow that does not group well with the other arrows in the set. Examine it before you discard that arrow or retire it from competition, before you throw it off and discard it. Sometimes a problem is easily identified and other problems are not so evident. If a shaft is cracked or dented, it should be discarded. Some arrows may seem fine, but they may have problems that are not obvious and can cause the arrows to group poorly. The following list identifies common arrow problems which may cause inconsistent or a stray impact. Arrow straightness. Arrows must be straight for tight grouping. Straightness should be within 0.004 mm or better for best grouping. This also depends where the bend is located. A slight bend near the knock end of the shaft may cause a greater impact variation than a larger bend that is over the full length of the shaft, the full length. Now let's next see about crooked knocks. There are several ways to check knock straightness, including commercially available knock gauges and special arrow spinning wheels. Make sure the knocks are absolutely straight. Crooked knocks can cause severe accuracy problems. Now let's go to Nock Indexing. It is possible that one knock in the set may be turned more than the others. A clearance problem results if the knock is rotated too far, forcing the fletching into the arrow rest or cushion plunger when shot. Make sure all knocks are indexed the same and that the spacing between the two clearance fletches, the two vanes that clear past the arrow rest and the cushion plunger, is the same. When fletching, it is common for some fletch to be spaced closer together than others on the shaft. Always choose the two vanes that are furthest apart to use it as the clearance fletch. Now let's next see about loose or damaged fletching. Fletching that is slightly damaged will not usually affect arrow grouping. But if the fletching becomes even slightly detached from the shaft, the arrow will not group with the others. The arrow may not even hit the target past 30 meters. In the case of hard plastic vanes, if the rear of any vane is bent, it will also cause a change in impact. Now let's see about loose point inserts. Many archers are not aware of this potential problem. Points must be properly installed with good hot melt glue, adhesive or epoxy, depending on the shaft material. Carefully follow the instructions on point insert installation from the arrow manufacturer. Some brands of hot melt are often brittle and may fracture when the arrow impacts hard target buttress materials. If the cement fractures or the point is improperly installed, it can result in a separation between the point insert and the shaft. When separation occurs and the arrow is shot, the separation of the bond between the shaft and the point can cause the point to vibrate against the shaft wall, affecting the arrow's natural frequency of vibration and arrow accuracy. To test for point vibration, hold the arrow a few inches below the fletching and lightly tap the point on the carpet or grass. Just stop tapping. If you hear a buzzing sound, the point insert is probably loose. Heat and pull out the point insert and properly reinstall. You may also get the same buzzing sound if you tap the arrow against the string before loading. Next, arrow weight. Arrow weight is an important consideration for tournament archers and should be checked. If you have arrows that consistently impact a little high or low of your group, it may be due to a slight weight variation. A matched set of arrows should have no more than 3 grains spread between the heaviest and the lightest arrows in the set. Top tournament archers frequently match their arrows to 1 grain or less. In conclusion, don't be afraid to make tuning adjustments, as it is the best way to learn how you and your equipment interact. You will learn a lot in the process, and as long as the equipment is well documented, you can always go back to the original settings. Well, so much for this session, the last session in recurve tuning. Catch you soon with the next part in compound shooting. Let's break up here. Since the lecture, as I say, is loaded with a lot of information, it may not get into your head, but if it gets, you must be really brainy. Just listen to the lecture over and over again in your headphones. This is going to truly help you understand whatever I say. Keep listening it over and over again. Keep repeating till you are thorough with it. I will be explaining every part of this lecture in brief in our actual, workshop. So you don't have to bother if it doesn't get into your head. I'll explain to you in Hindi also, the kind of Hindi that I know. Let me now welcome you again to the National Level 1 Coaches Workshop, organized by AAI and supported by Olympic Gold Quest. The common mission of all of us, you and me, is to make India our motherland, our Hindustan, the ultimate in archery. Let's join hands towards this goal and chant Om, Om, Om. Olympic medal, Olympic medal. Nothing but the Olympic medal in archery. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. Bye-bye. God bless you all. Catch you soon.